So in this video, we're going to be talking about how you can choose a niche for your business. Many designers find this to be really one of the most scary things to do, just choosing one specific industry to focus your efforts on. And I do understand why. I mean, I remember when I first started out and I started to try and choose a niche, and I've heard from so many people that there's so many benefits to choosing a niche. But why is that? To me, it kind of was counterintuitive, right? You choose one specific industry and that actually helps you find more clients. I mean, what I would have thought is that if you just focus on one thing, right, you're going to lose out on a whole wealth of opportunities that are out there. It's just so many different things to do. But yeah, in this video, what I want to try and do is show you, first of all, why you should choose a niche, why it might be one of the best things you could possibly do for your business. And then I'm going to show you how you're going to do that. So there are some things that you should be thinking about, some specifics that will help you come to a really good conclusion about what exact niche to focus in on. So let's get into it. So first of all, let's just talk about why it is that you should actually choose a niche in the first place. The first one is that it actually helps you find clients. And the way this works is that if you just choose one specific niche, let's just use, for the sake of this video, dentists, for example. If you just said, okay, I'm going to focus all my energy on helping dentists, right, with my design skills, then you could just basically say where the dentists hang out, what kind of problems the dentists have, and start to actually focus in on, okay, let's go to the places where they are. Let's see if there's, forums online or Facebook groups, or if there's networking events, and so on and so on. And you just make sure you just go to those places and start to actually offer your services, your ideas to those people. By doing that, you're going to be able to just tailor your message to them and find out where they are and get yourself in front of them. So this is an amazing way to just get yourself in front of your target audience. Now, if you didn't do that and you just said, I'm going to work for everybody, then you basically just kind of made your life so difficult, because where are you going to find everybody? You're going to put ads everywhere. You're going to try and be everywhere. That's going to be, the most kind of time-consuming things for you. So this is a great way to kind of laser focus your energy and efforts into getting yourself in front of your dream client. Number two is that it actually helps you win clients as well. So once you do get in front of them and you find out where they hang out, where they spend their time, you can then start to really tailor your message for their problems, okay? By fully understanding what kind of issues your client has, you can then start to absolutely tailor your message by saying, okay, look, for example, with dentists, we know that dentists struggle with looking trustworthy, right? They need to look highly trustworthy because this is a kind of a medical procedure. Then we also have to find a way to help them book calls online. So we know that these are kind of two criteria that are super, super high priority for dentists specifically. So now what we can do is just say, okay, well, let's tailor our messaging, let's tailor our approach with our website and the kind of things we talk about to how we optimize those two things. And so then now you're actually becoming extremely appealing to specifically this client. And you can apply this to any other type of niche. So you just always ask yourself the question, what is the niche? And then what is the kind of problems they specifically have? And how can I then apply my toolkit, my skill set to resolving that very specific problem? Reason number three for having a niche is that it actually allows you to charge more. So something that people overlook is that clients are actually willing to spend more on people who specialize. So a great example of this is if you're having a wedding, who do you want to work with? Someone who is the professional wedding photographer or just the all-rounder photographer? You're always going to go with the wedding photographer because you know that they know all the aspects and intricacies of that kind of environment and what to do, when, where to be, and they're going to get the best results. So doing this and specializing will allow you to basically say to the client, look, because I know everything about dentists, again, you can actually charge a premium and say, I know everything that you are struggling with. I know all the problems you have. I know how to solve those problems. It's going to be an extremely streamlined process. Here's all the examples of my previous work with these types of clients. And this is going to be my price. And that price can be higher, much higher than other people who are generalists. So it's an amazing way to actually dial up your price and charge a premium rate. And final number four that I kind of just alluded to, and that is that it improves your service. When you work with one specific kind of client over and over and over again, every single time is basically a new case study, a new opportunity for you to start to learn all the intricacies of this type of industry. So you'll see the same kind of problems arise over and over and over again, and you'll start to talk to clients about all the different types of solutions to those types of problems. And you'll actually see with every single client what works, what doesn't. You'll make some more refinements and improvements. And with that kind of iterative approach, by the end of a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, when you've worked with many, many clients in this specific industry, you're going to be such a pro, and your service is going to be so tailored that's going to make you really stand out in the market. Now, if that's been helpful so far and you're convinced that you should definitely choose a niche, then let me know by hitting the like button. That'd be super cool. And let's now jump into how you're going to choose the niche for you. The first thing I want to mention is that you should definitely focus on a niche industry, but not focus on a niche skill. It's my belief that having a broad range of skills is really, really valuable for designers. So I actually think that try to bring on as many skills as you possibly can. So for me, for example, I start with brand strategy. I do a workshop with my clients, which is a 2-day in-depth workshop. I then move into brand identity design and do the whole brand identity, including logo, typography, color, and so on. I then design their website. I develop the website and Webflow. I bring in things like animations. I help them with copywriting. I help them with their marketing, right? And so for every single one of those things that I do, I'm basically adding more and more and more to, first of all, how much I can charge, which is great, but also how much I actually understand about the holistic vision of what the outcome is going to be for the client. I can start to connect the dots between all these different services and see what the overall best outcome will be, which again is very valuable to a client. So there's a lot of benefits to that. But what you should do is take this massive skill set that you have acquired and then focus it in on one specific industry and solving their specific problems. This to me is the biggest superpower. A broad range of skills applied to one specific industry. That is an extremely compelling offer to anyone who's in that industry. So here are 3 things you want to make sure you think about when you're choosing your niche. Number 1 is just simply, what are you interested in? What I'd actually just recommend you do here is you take a pen and paper and you just write down a massive list of everything that you find interesting, just broadly speaking. Once you've written that list, just look back at it and then see if there's any themes or anything that's kind of jumping out at you as an industry that you'd love to work in. Because if you have a genuine interest in the niche that you're working in, it's going to just come through. It's going to be obvious to your clients. You're going to just know some of the ins and outs of this business type, and that's really helpful and it's quite important when you're just having these conversations, especially if you do get into things like strategy and workshops. You want to be able to kind of almost speak the lingo and have at least a very low level understanding of their business and the industry that they're in. And it's also just going to be more fun for you. I think you'll have more longevity with specializing in this industry if it's something that you are just genuinely interested in and passionate. The second thing you want to consider is this industry a growing industry? So once again, look at the list of things that you listed out in terms of your interests, and then maybe just mark up what are the ones of that list that are kind of big opportunities where there's a lot of money in this space, where there's a lot of investment, where there's a lot of growth. So for example, right now there's massive growth in things like AI. So maybe if you're really fascinated by AI and you wanted to try and focus in on companies that do AI products, you could just say, okay, that one could be really good because it's a growing industry, lots of money, lots of new opportunities. That's a great space to focus your attention. So think about growth and opportunity. This is going to be essential for making your life so much easier. The final thing you want to think about when choosing a niche is specifically looking at your design style. So you've got to the point now where you've gone down your list, you've chosen something, and you think this is something that could be a really great growing market. Now look back at your design style, look at your portfolio and the kind of work that you have. Often people have one kind of style that they tend to gravitate towards. It's not always the case. Some people have a really amazing broad range of skills and design styles. But for someone like me, I have naturally a very tech-based design style. I just find that my designs tend to have gradients and drop shadows and glass morphism. I like that kind of stuff. So when I naturally design, I'm actually designing for something that would be very, very appropriate for what my niche is, which is SaaS companies. So if you choose something that is aligned with your niche, it's going to make your life so much easier. The reason for that is because your clients are going to be looking for people with your style. Your clients are going to have some sort of sense of, we want a website that looks credible, that looks like it's kind of belongs and feels appropriate for this kind of industry. And if they look at your work and they see that it's perfectly matched with it, then it's going to be much more likely they're going to want to work with you. So take these 3 different details, your interests, a growing industry, and your design style, and combine them together to create one specific niche that you should focus on. And then just bring that into everything in your business. So go on your website and say upfront who it is you're going to be doing designs for, who you're focusing on, and try even bring in what kind of problem you solve. So once again, if you want to choose dentists, again, you can say, I focus on dentists, I specialize with dentists, and I help them show trustworthiness and book calls. Okay, boom. You've identified the 2 major things that they've struggled with. You've identified the specific niche that you actually work with. And so as a dentist, right, if I see your website and I land on it and I see this amazing work that is specifically tailored to my kind of industry, the fact that you're speaking directly to me and that you know that I have these specific problems and you can solve them, it makes you unbelievably compelling to want to work with. So this is an amazing way to just see massive growth in your business and just simplifies and clarifies everything you do. Now, a couple caveats, a couple points to make is one, you can change your niche at any time. So you shouldn't really feel too much fear about choosing something. So if you do want to go down with the dentist route or the AI route or whatever else, just know that you can shift at any stage and move into a different field. Just do a conceptual piece of work, and this will just be an amazing way for you to just showcase that you can do work for this type of industry. And just one case study can be enough. If it's good and it's really well designed and it's thinking about all the problems again that this new niche has, then this will be enough for you to get your foot in the door and start a conversation with your ideal client. So if that was helpful, let me know in the comments what your niche is. What have you chosen for yourself? And make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Now, if it's your dream to run a one-person design business, there are a couple free tools I'm excited to share with you. First is my brand discovery survey. This is what I send to my clients at the beginning of any engagement. This is an amazing way to kick off projects as it extracts all relevant information about your client. You can get your copy of the exact one I use for free using the link in the description. The second is the Freedom Roadmap. This is a step-by-step guide I absolutely loved putting together. It's basically an actionable guide that will help you run a one-person design business no matter what stage you're at. So if you want to find out where you are on the journey to freedom, there's also a link in the description to download that for free. Finally, if you're interested in getting coaching from myself, I do have a 3-month program that fast-tracks you to becoming a top 1% designer. During these 3 months, I will personally help you find and close high-paying clients, improve your design skills, create a killer portfolio, and fundamentally help you set up a one-person design business that enables you to design your ideal life. If you'd like to apply for the coaching program, just complete the form linked in my description. And please note that I only take on people that I'm sure I can help. If you're a great fit, then I look forward to speaking with you very soon. And if you haven't already, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe for more videos like this. Cheers and have a superb day.